would actually like you to elaborate a little bit more on the point that implementation costs, you see them as high, and it's not only about the cameras, but also on-premise servers.
Yeah, it's my, let's say, it's my understanding right now how the system is working, and I don't know what are the requirements and prerequisites that we need to fulfill in order to onboard the system onto the venue as an access control provider. So, or there should be a third-party system. So most of the venues already have the access control solution in place. So they're using turnstiles. So in order to introduce biometrics, you of course need to have some compute powers that will process all the data or the live stream on premise. I mean, for me, from security standpoint, I want to make it everything is as much as secure. I don't want to leave my premises. I don't want to share any data with anyone, because from the compliance perspective and GDPR regulations, it's really crucial to adapt all the terms and conditions, compliance, and the biometrics or PII data processing before implementing any biometric things. So from my perspective, as I can understand right now, you need to have a server or compute powers, enough compute powers to process all the live stream from all the turnstiles. It might be a little bit expensive for the club or for the venue itself to onboard this solution without proper benefit.
Multiple benefits.
Yeah.
There are multiple benefits. I will wait. Let me quickly just say that it's not only ticket scalping. Obviously, it is also the security that you mentioned. For example, in the UK market, it's also talking about the speed of access, which is always super important, especially for big events or the mega events, as they are usually called. And I mentioned, I believe, in the podcast, there was the difference in the project in Brazil, where you had a classic QR code scanning, which was roughly 8 to 10 people per minute on a turnstile, went up to 21 to 25. I think the very peak was 28 that they had. But that's the value. I really want to go more into specifics, which is the interesting part in here. And that's addressing actually this deployment, because that's something that also is not that known yet, since it's new in the industry. And I would divide the two parts. So we have the part which we touched upon in point one, which is the part of linking the face to the ticket. So we have the biometric verification. That is always going to have to run online because it is a service that you need to have, because people are buying tickets from their homes. And that is very important from the GDPR or from any country's legislation, that the servers, in this case, virtual private servers, are hosted in the country where the event is taking place, so that the data is not traveling between countries. Extremely important, and we keep that in mind. Sorry. Second point, very important, is a DPIA, which must be always done when we are talking about implementing biometrics for or biometric processing. Why is that? Because biometric data is considered a special category of data. And therefore, you need to have this document where you assess the proportionality, where you assess how the solution is built, where the data is stored, how the transfers happen. And you basically really have a very detailed look into why is it done, how is it done, and so on. Now, to take on the second part, which is the part of the access, you could indeed go with an on-prem server, but first thing is directly, I will clarify, is that we don't have 150 streams which are being continuously sent on the on-prem server, which is then returning results. The solution, how we have it, is that you have a camera camera with a feedback display, does not matter, which is capturing the face. It's cropping the face. So you have only this small part, and immediately converting it to the biometric template. So that's going to be the discussion for the next points. And the biometric template is a string of characters which has 522 bytes, really small file, which is then sent to the server, and it returns back an information. Now, that's one way of deploying it. Then there is a second way of deploying it, where, since we're not working with faces, but only with biometric templates or facial templates, we are able to load them directly on the device like if we have not only an IP camera, but we have a camera with a device, we are able to load those templates on it, and all the processing is happening directly on the device without the need for any on-prem servers. And that significantly, really significantly decreases any costs, speed of matching, and the security as well, and increases obviously the security because there is even less data transfer happening. So that is a little bit of explanation of how it works both while buying the ticket and also entering the stadium. And then the costs actually aren't that high because we're not doing this continuous streaming and sending huge loads or huge folder sizes there and forth.
Okay, great. Thanks for clarification.